This is the Star Trek TR580 Mark VII Medical Tricorder, a prop replica by Factory Entertainment. The latest offering in the company's line of high-quality licensed collectibles from the Star Trek universe. The replica arrives in a premium wooden case, nestled securely in black foam, and accompanied by a numbered plaque, certificate of authenticity, instruction card, and accessories. Beneath the plaque, you'll find a micro USB charging cable and a mini screwdriver. While the case presentation matches the previous releases, such as the medical set, the Type 1 cricket phaser, and the Type 2 dustbuster phaser, for a product which is more visually interesting displayed open, perhaps an acrylic display and stand might have been a more appropriate choice. First introduced in Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3, the Mark VII Medical Tricorder was Dr. Beverly Crusher's go-to medical tool. The original props range from resin stunt castings with 2D decals to more elaborate versions with vac formed shells and minimal electronics. Across the seasons and later series, multiple variations existed, each built at different times, so differences between the props were common. Factory Entertainment set out to create a replica that captures the best elements of all the screen use versions, built using references from the Paramount archives and private collections. The medical tricorder replica is made up of three components: the main body, the medical peripheral unit, and the handheld sensor. To charge the tricorder, remove the peripheral unit by gripping firmly and pulling straight up. Plug the USB-A end of the charging cable into a power source and the micro USB end into the marked port on the tricorder body. Never use the secondary port for charging. During charge, the LED glows red. When complete, it turns green. The handheld sensor is powered by a 12-volt A23 battery, pre-installed with a plastic tab. Twist the lower half gently to access it. To remove the sensor from the socket, lift from the indented edge and tilt up. Reinsert by placing it back in position and pressing down gently. Always open and close the tricorder door with a firm grip, supporting it fully. Never flip the door open. All features activate automatically when the door opens and cease when it closes. The unit will auto shut off after 2 minutes of inactivity. To switch the animated display modes, lightly tap above each LED indicator. This area is touch sensitive, so you do not need to press or hold. The Factory Entertainment team wanted this replica to realise what the original prop designers had only suggested with printed slides: a fully functioning animated interface. They incorporated an LED screen, although unable to find one commercially available which matched the size of the slides, chose to alter the body of the prop as a result. The LED display features three modes: Geo, Met, and Bio, with the animations based on original production slides and approved by Paramount. While the LED screen is a premium addition, the resized display throws the proportions off. As a matter of personal preference, I would have liked this replica to replicate the original prop, with the static slide. The original props held the handheld sensor in place with a flexible plastic liner, which often didn't work. Actors like Gates McFadden here had to manually hold the sensor to prevent it from falling out. Factory Entertainment solved this by using a hybrid of mechanical and magnetic fixes. There's even a right to left chasing LED sequence inside the socket, one of several configurations seen across the screen use prop. I would have preferred the sequence to move outwards, like here, as that movement is more commonly associated with the other tricorder props. However, that is just my personal preference, and it still looks great to see some kind of scanning or wireless function when the sensor is removed. The original prop surface was painted grey, then dusted with silver to give a tech shimmer. This replica uses a metallic powder coat to replicate that finish, and while it looks extremely impressive and solid, it does kind of look off. Another aspect of the tricorder's design that the Factory Entertainment team reimagined is the red power indicator light. Instead of being a simple light behind the graphic, it is now a protruding acrylic piece. This serves as a physical switch to trigger the familiar ratchet sound when the door is opened. In most fan-made kits, a reed switch recessed in that area is typically used for the same function, but Factory Entertainment considered this method too unreliable. And to be fair, even in the kits I've assembled, getting the reed switch and magnet to align and function flawlessly can be a real challenge. Interestingly, the angle of the new indicator light is cut in such a way that it almost creates an optical illusion when looking straight on. The Tricorder body is cast metal, with other components made from ABS plastic and acrylic. The handheld scanner is machined from solid aluminium, or aluminum depending on where you're from. It certainly feels extremely solid and sturdy, and exactly how much you'd expect for the price tag. While I don't know the ins and outs of making a high-end collectible like this, especially on a limited run, I honestly would have been fine if the Tricorder was made out of plastic, which no doubt would have reduced the price tag. The Factory Entertainment team have ensured that every one of their Star Trek replicas so far is made of metal, which definitely adds weight and believability to the prop in your hand. But again, to me, it's not a replica of the prop. Sounds have been added to both units, whereas the original props were obviously silent with sound effects added in post-production. It would have been nice to include a button to switch off the sounds. For those wondering, the Season 1, Season 2 sensor scanner, found in Factory Entertainment's very first Star Trek offering, the medical set, does not fit into the medical unit. Also, while we're running comparisons, here is the prop replica compared to the previous commercially available version of the prop, the 1990s Playmates Toys medical tricorder. Factory Entertainment's Star Trek TR580 Mark VII medical tricorder prop replica is limited to just 1,000 pieces worldwide, and is certainly one for the serious collector. It feels like a sturdy piece and light years heavier than any television prop. When open, it bursts to life with an array of lights and sounds, and an impressive LED display screen. But it comes with a hefty price tag. This is a collector's piece, it is not a cosplay accessory. If we were to ever use it in a fan film, it would be for a close-up with me as the hand double. Thinking about a sold-out run like this, it always blows my mind that the Star Trek franchise always seems to have their head buried in the sand when it comes to commercially available prop replicas and toys. Simple things like a plastic communicator that makes the correct chirping noise, or a boomerang phaser from Voyager, or a tricorder that lights up. Items associated with the show that fans scratch build or produce custom shells and electronics online, and bring to conventions or use in fan films or sit in offices all over the world. And yet they can't seem to bring these products to market after so many years. And no one can say that there isn't a demand when clearly there is, look around. And yet when they do it, they release things like this. I know that more than 1,000 people watch and continue to watch and enjoy Star Trek The Next Generation, and it's sad to think that the only offerings like this that are available are nearly $1,000 a piece. Nevertheless, I'm glad that a company has taken on manufacturing Star Trek collectibles like this, and I'm looking forward to Factory Entertainment's next offering, the Strange New Worlds Phaser. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more, please make sure to comment and subscribe. Until next time.